The Nice Girl Syndrome. Stop being manipulated and abused, and start standing up for yourself. Written by Beverly Engel. Narrated by Emily Durante. Introduction. In this day and age, you would think that women would have learned enough about assertiveness, boundaries, and codependency that they wouldn't continue to be used and abused. There certainly are enough books on the subjects. So why is it that women continue to be victimized and taken advantage of by lovers, partners, family members, friends, and co-workers? The main reason certainly lies in the fact that we still allow abusive men to mistreat women. Although there has been some progress when it comes to exposing and treating abusers, there are still far too many men who believe they have the right to abuse their women. We've come a long way since the time when men believed that their wives and daughters were their property and they had the right to treat them any way they saw fit. But there needs to be more pressure put on abusive men to get the treatment they need. In spite of a great deal of public education, we are still dealing with a huge problem when it comes to the abuse of women. Statistics tell us that women continue to be abused in record numbers. For example, the American Medical Association estimates that over 4 million women are victims of severe assaults by boyfriends and husbands each year. Around the world, at least 1 in every 3 women has been beaten, coerced into sex, or otherwise abused in her lifetime. Nearly 1/3 of American women, 31%, report being physically or sexually abused by a husband or a boyfriend at some point in their lives. Approximately 1 in 5 female high school students report being physically and/or sexually abused by a dating partner. 3 in 4 women, 76%, who reported that they had been raped and/or physically assaulted since age 18, said that a current or former husband, cohabitating partner, or date committed the assault. Nearly 1/5 of women, 18%, reported experiencing a completed or attempted rape at some time in their lives. Annually in the United States, 503,485 women are stalked by an intimate partner. 78% of stalking victims are women. In addition to there not being enough done to expose and treat abusive men, I propose that another reason women continue to be victimized is that they are too nice for their own good. This niceness attracts the wrong kind of people and sends the message that these women are easy targets to be taken advantage of, controlled, and even emotionally, physically, and sexually abused. It also prevents women from standing up for themselves and keeps them in relationships that are unhealthy or abusive. During my long career as a psychotherapist, I've often heard clients describe painful, shocking, and even bizarre experiences. After 30 years of practice specializing in abuse, I have become somewhat hardened to just how cruel we human beings can be to one another. And yet there is something that I never seem to get used to. How often women put up with unacceptable, often horrible treatment from others, especially men. Every time I hear a woman describe the mistreatment, abuse, even sadistic cruelty that she has endured, it saddens me. Although I know the answers, I often find myself thinking, why does she put up with this? Even more upsetting to me is that often these women are worried about their abusive partners. I don't know what he'll do without me, they frequently respond when we talk about their getting out of the abusive relationship. Or, I know that my leaving will kill him. He can't stand to be alone. In the midst of their own personal crises, they are more worried about their abusive partners than they are about themselves. I've written numerous books, many about recovering from some form of abuse. In most of those books, in addition to offering survivors advice and strategies on how to cope with or get away from an abuser, I've asked them to look at their part in the situation, always stressing that I do not mean to blame the victim in any way. I encourage them to look for the reasons they have stayed in an abusive relationship and why they chose an abuser in the first place. In this book, I will ask victims and survivors to go one step further, to look for the roots of their nice girl behavior. It is my contention that nice girl behavior sets women up to be misused and abused. This does not mean that women cause men to become abusive. It does not mean
Sample complete. Ready to continue?